Topping our politics lead, new details about one of the bit players and Trump's big lie. The Trump White House, of course, had plenty of well-known deputies willing to peddle his baseless claims of election fraud. But CNN's Sarah Murray reports on one Republican congressman who worked furiously behind the scenes to stop the will of American voters.
Is that legitimately passed?
A little-known Pennsylvania congressman who publicly parroted claims of election fraud.
We want the ballots and the votes that are counted to be legal.
Was privately helping former President Donald Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Republican Congressman Scott Perry has acknowledged he connected Trump with Jeffrey Clark, an environmental law chief at the Justice Department. Clark back-channeled with the White House to help push baseless fraud conspiracies and even attempted a leadership coup at the Justice Department, according to documents and testimony from former Justice Department officials. Perry had a friendly relationship with Trump.
A wonderful man who represents this area, Scott Perry.
It's unclear how he knew Clark, but the three men were united in their embrace of election conspiracies.
Gentlemen, I don't understand if there's criminal activity present, fraud, that's criminal activity. Why we don't look at that?
In a batch of emails released by the House Oversight Committee, Perry passes along documents to the Justice Department that allege there were more votes counted than voters who voted in Pennsylvania, a claim that's been debunked. That same day, Trump mentions Perry's name in a call with Justice Department officials. Later in the call, Trump instructs justice officials to just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me and the Republican congressman. In Washington, Perry, a member of the House Freedom Caucus, has courted controversy by objecting to the certification of Pennsylvania's election result in the hours following the insurrection.
Sadly, but resolutely, I object to the electoral votes of my beloved Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
And voting against awarding the Congressional Gold Medal to officers who defended the Capitol on January 6th. Back in Perry's South Central Pennsylvania district, many of his allies are unfazed by his role in Trump's quest to overturn the election.
One man introduces another man to a third man. Where is that illegal or improper or inappropriate?
At home, Perry's known for his humble roots, getting his start at a local farm at age 13, rising to the rank of Brigadier General in the Pennsylvania Army National Guard, and winning 5 terms in Congress. Here, Perry's election skepticism and unwavering support for Trump may help him win elections.
There's a lot of suspicion that things in the election didn't go right because there was some shenanigans going on.
Not all of Perry's supporters agree, like Gary Eichelberger, who oversaw Cumberland County's elections.
We have to appeal to a large number of swing voters if we want to win in Pennsylvania and if we want to win any nationwide elections. So doubling down on the divisiveness is a potential death sentence for the Republican Party.
We tried to ask Perry about those concerns, but he was nowhere to be found this week when we visited all 3 of his district offices.
Now, we also reached out to Perry's staff to see if he wanted to comment at all for this piece. We didn't get any response. And as you might expect, his actions have really enraged Democrats. They already called on him to resign earlier this year. Pam, he responded in a one-word press release that just said no.